In broadcast news, how do you gain the experience needed to work behind the scenes?
10 News, this is Steve. How can I help you?
Or the skills to become an anchor?
Good evening. By daybreak tomorrow,
You need a successful internship.
The earlier you can get an internship or get any kind of hands-on experience, the better.
You know, an internship is a requirement, really, for getting any type of job.
I wouldn't be here if I hadn't had that internship.
You can make it without getting an internship, you know, but it just helps.
There are no injuries after this 9-alarm blaze in Boston. It took more than 200 firefighters to bring
The most beneficial thing that I got out of my internship is I got a job.
The training that I got when I was here was just invaluable.
Top winds in the center of the storm up to 100.
Each day I usually get to go out with a reporter and videographer.
I can honestly say I don't think I would have a job if it wasn't for the internship experience.
What is an internship? It is a chance for students to receive academic credit while working for a TV or radio station, production house, film studio, cable operation, or network.
My advice is do not graduate without an internship. Make sure that you do your internship while you're in school, because most stations won't insure you if you're not getting college credit, because they can insure you if you are getting college credit, because that way you're being compensated. So don't graduate until you have this internship.
I don't think if I had not interned here, I would have this job.
Internships are most often unpaid. Those in the business call it paying your dues. The internship usually requires 15 or more hours of work at the station per week during a semester.
It wasn't glamorous. I was leaving for work as my friends were coming home from social activities during college.
I originally wanted to be a reporter and came and hung out with reporters and learned that's not what I wanted to do.
A lot of people kind of have an idea of what they think it's really about, but you really have no idea what all goes on until you actually are in a newsroom with everyday workings of the business. And I recommend whatever internship you do, if you want to be reporting or you want to be production, try to diversify yourself and go around to the other parts of the newsroom that you may have not thought you were interested in, because a lot of times people may think they want to be talent, on-air, reporters, anchors, whatever, and then they see what else goes on behind the scenes and decide they maybe want to go into producing or something else.
An internship lasts 3 or 4 months, usually coinciding with the school calendar.
You know, I was home for the summer, so basically I thought, well, I could work and have an internship and make the most of my summer and get all the experience that I could. If you can't get an internship because of money reasons, see if they will pay you. But if for some reason you just have no time to get an internship or whatever reason, just try and you know, get any station experience that you can.
I wasn't too excited about working for free for a summer, but it definitely paid off, and I'm glad that I did it. And I worked a full, probably 40 to 50-hour week as an intern, but it was definitely worth it because you just can't get that experience in college. You just have to be out in the field, you know, working in a real newsroom.
What can an internship do for you? It offers the chance to explore your career opportunities, the ability to gain on-the-job training, and increase your chances for getting a job upon graduation.
Most folks come to this business wanting to be an anchor. That's the most visible and obvious part of our work in the newsroom, and so that it is natural. We're actually teaching people about what goes on in a newsroom because, well, we're all journalists. The roles are different. The focus of those roles are different. And that's why I think an internship's important there.
I think everyone who comes into an internship is kind of, I want to be an anchor. But when you get to college, if you have a TV station at your college, you realize there's more than anchoring out there, and you see the background work and all the hard work that goes into putting a product on the air.
Great sound, ready to roll 7.
KMOV TV for St. Louis.
7 start. Ready, sound 7.
News for St. Louis at 5
Sound
o'clock.
7.
Our citizens can rest a little easier tonight.
Ready, Larry's mic.
I enjoyed getting to do about everything that a reporter does. I enjoyed going out in the field the most, and I'm having something different to do every day, not knowing what I needed to do when I came into work, meeting different people, seeing how the news is done.
School gives you a good idea of what to expect, but you don't really know until you're thrown into it. So you get to see what it really is like and what is expected of you, and it's just first-hand experience is the best experience you can get, really.
News directors don't
necessarily care if you had straight A's, but they want to know that you have had experience, real life experience in a newsroom.
The internship benefits the station and the student. The student gains experience, while the station gains a valuable employee.
About 40% of the people on our staff in the news department had an internship at KYT at one time in their career. And I would say probably 80 or 85% did an internship somewhere at some time. So that internship taught them something a little bit about work, but it taught us something about these people and their work habits. And recently we found, particularly for producers, people who start as an intern, then are hired as an AP, we can train and help them adapt and understand our processes and systems better than someone we hire who we don't know and we only check out via references. So that's why I think internships are critical to us, because they're an investment in the long-term future of the station and of the industry.
Some news directors look at interns as merely gophers. They don't understand the importance of training. It is also important for stations to work with schools to actively recruit good interns and develop a mentoring program.
Tell them you're interested, tell them what you can offer students, give some thought to what you can offer students, and then go and sell yourself. And I think you'd be amazed at then how when summer rolls around, or even during the regular year, you'll have people start to approach you about becoming interns.
Hi, could I have the shift commander, please?
The more you put into what you teach them, the more you're going to be able to bring them into your shop, maybe in an associate producer's role, and then groom them into the type of person you need. So it's a lot of what you put into it, you're going to get out of it.
Most of us didn't just walk into a newsroom cold. We had some experience in a newsroom, usually through an internship or a part-time job. And I always feel that we need to pay back to people and keep that process going and healthy by creating these opportunities for people to experience a newsroom, learn about how it works.
While the station itself benefits from interns, the student gains experience and knowledge that can't be taught in a classroom.
Some interns that come in, I think, just are so fearful of seeing the rat race and the hectic nature of the business. And I think they sit back and think, gosh, do I dare say anything? Do I dare ask for help? Do I dare tell them, I am available to help if you need me? And I encourage anybody that is taking an internship to really have a go-get-'em kind of attitude and say, I'm here because I'm going to learn. I don't care what I'm doing. I will help out, and I will tell these people I will help out in any way possible, because even by watching, you're going to pick up things. But the more hands-on you can be, the better off you'll be.
We are able to show a student what we do here in the real world, as I put it, as opposed to what they learn in the books in school. They have a hands-on experience of our department, of our creation.
My other internship was at WYMT in Hazard, Kentucky. It's a very small market, but I did get to do a lot there. I was actually a reporter and videographer, your one-man band there. They actually let me do that, and here I didn't get to do that, of course, because it's people are a little more experienced here, but still just watching everyone, you learn so much. I come in, I get to decide which reporter I want to go out with, so I get to pick what story I want. Some days I'll choose a feature story, some days I'll go on a hard news breaking story, so, and that's part of the business I like. You never know what you're going to do day after day.
And if you get into a company with a good corporate background, you can find a lot of people that you thought might not help you, but down the road, you just never know what bridge you'll cross.
It's amazing to see over the 3 to 4 months that they may be here on how much they actually learn just by following reporters, by taking some guidance from the reporters and photographers and other members of our staff. And it's like day and night from when they walk in the door from when they leave.
We've got a story, a Planned Parenthood story down there, page 8.
And then at the station where I interned, they didn't send reporters out with photographers on both sides. So that was what the interns got to do a lot of the time, because the photographers didn't necessarily like having to ask all the questions. And that was a real valuable experience, because I got to make all the contacts and call the people and set things up, and then actually go to the interview, come back, log my bites, and write it. And I was at a larger market station, and it was I think, a rarity. A lot of people thought I wasn't going to get to actually do anything that aired, but that was something I did from start to finish.
A question among many students is where to intern. Is a small or a large market more beneficial? One news director says producer and assignment desk interns should go to large markets to learn, while on-air interns should seek smaller market experience, where they are more likely to use station equipment. Some small markets even allow students to do on-air work.
The experience I've gotten from this internship is invaluable because this is a top 15 market, and the reporters and videographers here are very experienced, and just watching them, you learn so much. A lot of people think they have to intern at a large market because it looks good on a resume, but I think news directors would be more impressed if you've worked in a small market and been a reporter and videographer and done all that stuff.
Many students want to work in television, but you don't want to rule out radio due to the similar skills in writing, use of sound, and news judgment. In fact, you may want to consider 2 internships while in school, one in a smaller market and another in a larger city, or one in radio and one in TV, which could increase your chances of getting a job.
Bigger's not better. I interned in Indianapolis, and I spent 3 months there. I touched the camera probably 3 times. I did a lot of watching. As a union shop, I did a lot of watching. I had very little hands-on experience. Here at Channel 18, we've got interns going out with cameras, doing stories. We've got reporting interns writing stories and editing stories and putting them on the air, and that's the stuff that an employer wants to see.
I would have liked to do some actual writing that maybe would have made air. I probably would have liked to go to a smaller station where I could really do more things and not having problems with, working in a union shop.
The summer is the best time to intern, as you can devote more time than during the school year. The summer is also a time when you may choose a station at home, or in other words, away from the university, to intern. This may mean you can do a second internship during the school year at a station near the university. Apply early, research the station, and be aggressive.
Don't wait. The longer you wait, if you are a student and it's late summer and you want an internship next summer, decide where you want your internship and contact them right now, and then stay in contact.
You don't get paid for it most of the time. You do. I did a lot of work. I was there for some long hours at times. But like I said, it's really the experience that's worth it, more so than the money. And but you don't get money a lot of the times. That'd be a downside, I guess. And pretty much it's a positive experience. It's what you make of it.
Requirements for the internship are something the student needs to establish with a faculty advisor and intern supervisor. Since most internships are unpaid, stations require you to be enrolled for academic credit. News directors expect you to be self-starters, aggressive, not intimidated. Brian Rublin would rather have someone lacking in experience but is bright and a self-starter with room for growth.
What I want is someone who's bright, someone who's a self-starter, and someone who I think can learn the basics of what we're doing and then take it a step beyond that.
You're going to get out of it what you put into it. You can't go in there and just expect people to say, okay, do this, do that, because you're getting something out of it. It's, they're doing you a favor if you want that favor.
They recognize that it is an opportunity for them to get in the door. There are several things they can gain from that. First, they can gain experience. Secondly, they can make contacts.
News managers often complain that schools don't have internship plans, that schools expect stations to babysit interns. Thus, it is important for the faculty advisor, intern supervisor, and the student to have a written plan to discuss the objectives for the internship. In a busy newsroom, interns need a structured program.
Every week you have to present a new project. For example, the first week you do a SOT, the second week, and packages after that, and you are required to have stand-ups. So it really gives you a lot of experience doing your internship, and you can get a tape after you are done with your internship.
It is important to make the most of your internship. While in a newsroom, you should introduce yourself. The people you meet now may be at other stations in the future and could be important contacts. But to impress the current news manager, it helps if you know the broadcast writing style, are familiar with the equipment, and take initiative on story ideas.
If you don't go to a university that lets you be hands-on, try to make yourself hands-on. Take the step yourself and be aggressive in that manner. And find out which stations are offering internships, and before you accept it, find out what you'll be allowed to do. If you're just going to sit on a desk and listen to scanners for 8 weeks, you may want to reconsider. But if you're going to be allowed to go out with reporters and see how the real world works, take advantage of it.
You can't be afraid to ask for help, especially when you're an intern, because I found that when you do ask for help, it makes the people that you're asking feel a little more at ease with you because they know that you want to learn, so therefore they're going to take the time out to help you learn.
The aggressiveness is good to a degree because at times we veterans feel sort of crowded if someone is always inquisitive. So we need the space, but there is room for learning.
To get a good reference from your internship, you need to learn it all, including their computer system and developing your communication skills. This could include having a supervisor conduct a mock job interview. You will also want to produce a resume tape, because the bottom line is if you don't have a tape, you won't get hired. So keep samples of all of your work.
If you're sitting there and you're doing nothing and you want to go do something, ask somebody. Don't ask your supervisor if the supervisor's not around. Go ask a reporter. Go ask a photographer because they want to give back to the profession. They want to go help you. They want to take you out. They want to teach you what they've learned.
At first, I was a little intimidated, just because everybody here is so experienced and they can get it done within minutes. And yet I'm still trying, an hour. I'm still trying to get maybe a story written or trying to get something edited just for myself. But I was a little intimidated, but after that, after you've been here for a couple weeks, you get used to it. And it's just something that you have to learn, that you're not professional, and that's what you're here for, to learn.
Each year, many students and news professionals gather at the Radio TV News Directors Conference to learn more about broadcast journalism. One recent seminar focused on knowing about the business, the variety of jobs available, and the pros and cons of those jobs.
If anybody in this room wants to work anywhere in the country in the next 5 years, be a producer. Be a photographer.
When interns ask reporters a little bit more about the shop, tell me how the shop works, where do you guys really need help? That kind of thing really gives you an idea of where you can get your foot in the door. You can actually come forward with a proposal of what you can do to help the shop. And also weekends, of course, are areas of periods of time when traditionally we're short-staffed and there's always something to do.
An internship is valuable in that the student may decide not to go into broadcasting. But if you do wish to work in radio or TV, it is important once the internship is near its end to have your tape and scripts critiqued and discuss your future job potential.
I've learned that I just not can only limit myself to news reporting. There's other options, in broadcasting, as far as production, promotions, sales, anything like that. So don't just limit yourself, because at first it was just like, I'm going to be a news reporter. You just don't have to limit yourself to what you want to do. There's other options.
Make yourself usable. Make yourself someone they can't live without. That's how you get a job, because you come in, you learn how to write and edit, do the basics, and next thing you know, you're an important part of the team, and they want to hire you.
It's a lot of work, but if you like it, you will love it. And those of us who have done it for years do it because it is a dream job, because we don't sit at a desk every day, because we meet people we would never meet, because we do stories that, as pompous as this sounds, makes a difference in people's lives.
There are hundreds of intern success stories every year.
The most beneficial thing about an internship is you're actually getting out in the field with reporters that have more experience than yourself, yet at the same time you're getting hands-on experience that you can bring back, and then at the same time you're developing your own style. And on top of that, you're out in the field, so you're making contacts. So if you do happen to luck out and get a job where you've done your internship, you've already developed those contacts.
Internships are what you make of them. They're just like colleges and everything else. The opportunities are there. It's actually you going out and seeking those opportunities and making the most of them.
It's just a VO. It says
No live fire on?
No, it is.
Stand by 31 with sound.
It tells you to take it earlier.
Rule 31, track control.
About 70 drug suspects are back on the streets in Magic County this afternoon.
State attorney says his office had to drop charges after the officers who made the arrest were implicated in an apparent case of police brutality.
He's endured dozens of needle sticks to date. Jack is one of 50 patients who received that lollipop sedative. MD Anderson doctors are planning to study the drug.
Great. Take 50 with you.